Greg, what would you say is something that you have learned about your team and that you know now that you didn't know before the season started?
I would say how resilient we are. I didn't know, like, we was all new to each other, so it was like you had no clue what these guys was like. And, you know, when a battle starts out there on the court, you know, we go out there, we practice that, but it's different when you going in there and it's against a different opponent. So I would say how resilient this team is, like being able to take a punch, get up, get off the mat, and fight back.
How'd you learn that, or at what point did you maybe discover that?
Honestly, I can see it throughout our games, but honestly, I really saw it after we started 1-3. We came back from Brooklyn. That was it was gut check time for a lot of people in our program. So for us to, as a group, to come together and, you know, see where we at now, it's been huge. So that's definitely when I found out.
Greg, Jeff has been told us at the end of the last game, like, man, y'all had a long week. You had 3 games in 8 days. I asked Fetty, you know, like, hey, when did you learn to start? He was like, last week. And like, no, that was yesterday. Y'all seem to be all over the place. Now that you've had this week to kind of settle down, what have you seen you guys been able to kind of refocus on in this week?
I would say getting back to doing the little stuff, you know, like doing what he's doing, 4-man shell, you know, getting back to crashing down, you know, when somebody go help on the baseline drive, smashing down. Some might just get lost over time when you just been preparing for games and stuff like that. So I would just say we was getting back to doing all the little things that goes into winning.
Did you feel like you guys did lax in that a little bit in some of your last few games?
I wouldn't say that we lax, but I would just say like it's good to touch up on those things and refresh. It was refreshers, I would say, you know. So that's what it was.
What was your coach like when you were 1-3? How did he react to that, and how did he get you guys to refocus?
That honestly wasn't any different than we had been preparing before. It just was like I just talked about the little things. We honed in on that, trying to do more of the little things that went into winning to try and, you know, put us in a better position to win those games. It wasn't about just, you know, the scores was or whatever. We needed to do more little stuff that went into winning so we can be in a better position to win.
How was he as a motivator in those kinds of
Oh,
situations?
he's a great motivator. He gave us nothing but confidence. Like, that was around the time I wasn't really hitting shots at that point. He never told me not to shoot, or none of my teammates did either. So he gave everybody confidence, the utmost confidence, honestly, in their game and what we had going on, and that was exactly what we needed at that time.
Is that why you're 6-1 since then?
Yeah,
that's why you're 6-1 since then?
Definitely, and our play picked up on the court, but yeah, definitely, coach sticking with us.
Greg, how did you feel physically at the end of last week? Was this week of rest without any games, was that really helpful?
Oh, definitely. Me being an older guy, I definitely needed some time off a little bit, but it was definitely good for our team, you know, especially I would say it was good with all the film we got. We had a lot of film. We got some younger guys that, you know, they can learn a lot from just watching those tapes, and, you know, so I would say definitely.
Greg, you talked about the Brooklyn trip as kind of being a bit of a turning point, and I'm going to word this poorly, but do you kind of need a butt kicking sometimes to set you straight, to kind of show you the pathway and what you need to do?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want it to be, you don't want to lose by 30, or, you know, that's what happened with Michigan, but like you got to take every loss as a lesson, I say. So we had some losses early that we had to learn from, but it takes a mature team to look in the mirror and be like, you know, it's not about what they was doing against us. It's about the stuff that we didn't do well that cost us some games. So, like I said, once we fixed those things, it gave us better chances to win them games, and we pulled it out because we're an older team.
Do you feel like there's something unique to the way that Jeff's tried to, you know, work with you guys' confidence? Because, again, you guys are all still figuring out how to play together. And, like you were struggling to shoot early, but he never pulls you off. He lets you keep finding it. And after every game, he's like, he's going to find a shot. We need him to find a shot. Is that something unique that you found about him and this team and the belief?
Yeah, the belief we have in one another is great. Like, it wasn't even just coach, but like him being ahead of that is amazing, because him having that confidence in us and to do what we do best has been amazing. And then it only gives us more confidence in each other. Knowing that our coach gonna have confidence in us no matter what makes you, like, it's crazy for you not to have confidence in yourself if the head guy's making sure, like, he's telling you, do what you do best, and you're at this level for a reason, so don't ever, you know, not have that confidence in yourself.
Greg, you have the sense that it slowed down for Nelly a little bit, that maybe he was trying to do too much at first, and now he's kind of settling into
the game? It definitely looked like the game has slowed down for Nelly a lot. He's getting back. It looked like he's just been attacking more, I feel like. He just had that attack mindset, especially last game not having JB. You know, he had the ball the whole game for real, so that gave him some familiarity, something he did a lot at Colgate, so I feel like him being aggressive is where it starts with him looking comfortable out there on the court.
What's the sense that you get from John and where he's at with kind of coming back from everything?
I think he's on his way. It just comes with, getting reps. The more reps he get, I feel like the more he'll feel more comfortable playing with us because, that's how it is. So, especially with a knee injury, once you go through that, it takes some time to get back right. So, we understand that, and we definitely waiting on him to get back to it.
You mentioned how Nelly had to take on a little bit more with JB out. How does your role change when JB came?
My role really didn't change. I feel like I'm just knock down my shots when they give it to me, but I just, Jamarius has been like averaging. I mean, I feel like double digits every game he didn't play, so I feel like we know, something like that, and when you're missing a leader like JB, that somebody gotta step up. I mean, it don't matter who it is. If it's me, it's me. If it's not, if it's Jorge, you never know. But I just knew that it was a big void to fill and it needed to be filled.
You talked about watching film a little bit earlier with the younger guys. What is your process like when you watch film? I know you've probably seen different strategies at Marquette, now at Pitt. What's it like for you watching film?
So what you saying, like when I'm getting ready for a game, or just like from watching like our previous games that we had?
In an off week like this, looking back at your past games, what you can build on from there?
So for me, I did. So I looked at my shots from the past 4 games or so. Just to see how, like, the shots I was getting, where they was coming from, if my feet was set, stuff like that. I looked at those little things because I looked at my shots before when I was in the slump. I watched all those. So I just really compared them and seeing, like, okay, you're getting a lot of shots from these areas. Let's focus on that. Think about the ways teams about to get ready to try and change up how they guard me. So I did that, and that's my way I watch film. And then with the guys, it come down to, just seeing. I try to look for common mistakes that we make in general. If we're making a certain mistake over and over again, if it's a certain group of people, then I sit and watch it with them or talk to them about the mistake when we get on the practice court or something like that.
Who's the loudest player when you guys are doing film reviews and you guys are talking about stuff?
The loudest, probably Nelly. I feel like Nelly got to know where everything that everybody do. Because I feel like as a point guard, he can't yell at me about my man scoring if he don't know what they do. So I feel like Nelly for sure.
Greg, you talked about shot selection. In your opinion, what goes into a good shot? Is it just about getting open? Because you can miss shots when you're open. You can make shots contested. What do you think is like the nucleus of what a good shot is, in your opinion?
A good shot, I would say, honestly, is the best one you can find in a possession. So it couldn't be any different things. It depends on the player, like where they comfortable, what their game is, what their game is like. But for me, I'd probably say a good shot or a good shot for Pitt, it just comes with ball movement, player movement. And if you got a clear look at the basket, I feel like when you know what you do well, shoot your shot. Because it's not just your shot, it's Pitt's shot. As long as Pitt score, we're good. And that's one thing Coach tells us too. Like, if it's a shot that you should take it. Because it's not just your shot, it's our shot. And if we know you're going to shoot it, that gives us a better chance to go get it on the offensive rebound.
Greg, in your previous seasons, when you got at this point in non-conference season, did you have a good feel? What kind of feeling did you have about the rest of the season? And were you correct about that feeling? And how do you feel about the team now?
So me, I try not to, do the overview. I just try and take it day by day. I stay with my feet at. That's the mindset our team has as well. We just try and take it day by day. Think about going 1-0. So I feel like if we keep our 1-0 mindset, I feel like we can beat any team we play on our schedule. Because when we doing what we supposed to do, it's gonna be real tough for us to be beat. So that's really all it is. We just take that 1-0 mindset. And I feel like with this team, we continue to play defense at a high level and do better with our start of the game. I feel like we can go a long way.
So I shouldn't ask you about the Syracuse game then, right?
I don't know nothing about that game. I played North Florida on Saturday.
Greg, to that point, you're heading into a break after this. Is there any challenge of making sure, hey, we got to make sure we're focused here. We know we got a break and ACC starting out.
Yeah, like I said, we can't look past that. Can't look towards that break. We know we got two games coming up, but first we play on Saturday. So I feel like we focus on that and take it day by day. Start with practice tomorrow. We just wrapped up a good day today. Go at it tomorrow, day before the game, and then Saturday, get ready for North Florida.
All right, thanks, guys.